because you don't want them to have too long of a time where you're giving them those scalpels, because we don't want the scalpels to become permanent. Okay, let's do one more. Right. Ready? Good. All right. That's a scary one. All right, and I'll say a word, and then you'll have your student. Yeah, you're gonna have your students tell you each sound. So you're gonna say each sound. I did it. I'm sorry. Everybody say shin. Last sound out. Each sound in the word shin. Good. And so,
but I have a question.
Sorry. No, please.
When we do that, okay. I've noticed this is screwing my kids on.
In class,
Yeah.
tell them to do it like this. And I did this with my kids yesterday. Shin, you're gonna pound it sound. Shin. And that extra second that they take to say that word, it's not gonna mess up their school.
No.
My kids, if I say the word to them, you're talking about pizza, the voting segmentation. Tell them to say the word back to the person and then tell them. That's what we teach them.
Mine go it at the beginning and then again at the end, they put it back together.
So we go shin, and shin. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because that's still doing the segmentation of the sound. But I would just go ahead and practice it with them. Sorry.
No.
I did progress with my
I feel like mine is
for sure. Yes. Yes.
I need them to say
Just move that speed a little.
Yeah.
I would tell them still if they know that's routine. Because I think what they think, like if they say shin, they're not going to immediately go shin. They know to say the word first.
Yeah. Repeat. Here. Some of we shin. You know, I'm like, look at my lips.
Look at my mouth.
That's it.
So I mentioned that too. I think I just.
Yep.
So this is where this is tied to the standards and the phonological awareness of the foundations domain. So you don't even have to think through, am I covering all the standards for this? Because here we are.
That's so nice. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, you'll get a copy of these slides too, but I do think, to Kathy's point, like, as you progress through the scope and sequence, because you might be looking at some of these going like, oh, we haven't done that yet. If you continue to progress through, you will. Yeah.
And then the importance of the articulatory gestures is so important too. So look at my mouth. Sometimes you even have to get a mirror out for your kiddos. Look at your mouth mirror. What's your mouth?
I have one little girl right now.
I just bless her heart. Do you guys do the vibrating? Yeah. So that's important for them too.
Look at my nose. Did
Yeah.
my nose go up? My nose went up. Right.
Yeah.
And with the blending, really emphasize the final sound too, because so many hours, and a lot of mine I've noticed, cut that final sound, shut the door, shut the door. So like going and my voice could like a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes. And especially if they're trying to hold all the sound, then they lose that last sound. And then sometimes it'll just fade away. So you want it to be very crisp and clear. So. What about, how do you guys handle gradual release with this? Do your students get it really quickly from I do to that they do, or do you have to do that we do? Probably in the beginning you gotta do this we do. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I don't want you to read the word, I want you to blend it. And so my students get a chance and they find a friend and they go up there and they say the sounds and everybody repeat it.
Okay. And they do well with that.
Yeah.
They know the routine. Once they know the routine, then they can, yeah.
And plus they want to be like, hey, they in charge of their classroom.
Yeah.
I think that's the time too where like they're all sitting in front of you in close proximity, like you said, you have to be able to hear them. They can't be at desk down there, desk down there. Like this is like you're near me, I can hear you if you're doing wrong shit or whatever. I can fix it.
I am so glad you said that because I would suggest sharpening of awareness that they be right in front of you. And I even sat lower to the ground, so I was closer to my students. If I sat, but I would try to be close to them so I could hear them much better. And then these are just some more of the standards that are addressed. So it just gives you a little bit of feeling of peace that the standards are being. Because we know that we want to keep those standards right at the center. And so we're going to give you guys a chance.
You may have to close it out because it's on the. Here. I don't really know how that's going. Oh, it's on my computer.
Yeah. So we're going to give you guys a chance to write this. I'm looking at the back slide. I didn't know. Actually, another one where the teddy bears. So I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, while she's doing that, this sheet here is to help you think through logistics, right? So if you look on, there's two sides. Let me talk about the front side first. The front side just gives a breakdown of the steps and just some things to consider as you're preparing overall, okay? The back side, where the chart is, you see where it says step 1, phonemic awareness, location. Where are you going to do it in your room? I know, right? Because sometimes I get it. They're little, and you're like, I can't do this whole lesson on the carpet. Like, I need to get them up and move them around. But for this particular step, where are they going to be? And I think you should plan for that.
Yeah, I do too.
Like intentionally think through your own class, because even if you've taught it before, this group might be different than the group before. Right? Okay. So, right? Or like for phonemic awareness, like Kathy just said, I really need to hear them. I need them as close to me as possible. So where can that happen in my room? Okay, so we're going to go through this throughout.
And I love that the phonemic awareness piece can be what works best for you guys, because there's nothing on the board. It's everything is auditory. It's everything just that you guys, you and your class.
And it helps too with like equaling the playing field. I feel like because kids aren't trying. Sometimes I've seen higher, whatever kids go ahead and start reading the words. I'm like, slow down, stay with this. But that part is like you have to. You have to. And I yells and stuff like that too. Like we're all the same level playing.
Yeah, agreed. Where do y'all do it now?
You're going backwards.
I know. I was like, wait.
That one is.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing either.
So
I'm just made this very different. Where do y'all do it now?
boards and markers beside them, free stuff, free lines, everything, but different strokes, different folks. So now it's like I have to have them more stationary. Like you can't put them like just not right now, just not right now.
I love that. Yeah.
Just not right
So you
now.
say you do everything at their desk in your classroom, or did you move?
As of right now, yes. But I mean, I'm willing to change that. But when I tried it in the beginning with them on the carpet with the boards and markers and erasers like I did previously, it was not.
That's okay.
It became a weapon.
Yeah.
So I don't even put markers or boards on the carpet. Like I'm like, that's not a carpet thing to me. So like for step 1, we're on the carpet, we're together. Step 2 is the stretching it out and everything. So we're here. And then we move to but you have to really teach them like, you're not just gonna run your seat and stuff. It's all about like, this is what it's gonna sound like. This is what it's gonna look like when you walk to your desk. And you're taking that time. If it happened right, you can go back. I mean, I take that time.
Yeah, we talk about that.
That's helps too with mine of like, we're here, then we get to move, then we come back for the new concept. And I know a lot of people don't like all that transition, but also it keeps them engaged because they're not.
Yeah. It does, and it's 40. If you have 45 minutes, that's a long time. You don't put them on the carpet.
They get tired at 4, and I know they get tired.
Yeah. What about anybody else?
We do the same thing in my room. We move back and forth, so we start on the floor together, and they're really good at the transition.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I think that's just rules and routine, and teaching expectations.
And it's also your room, how you have it set up. This stuff too, like you gotta think, let's just think, if this is here, how are they gonna get to there? Is there space for them? Is there something that's gonna be an issue or barrier, like
And if what you're doing now works for you in your classroom, don't change it, you know?
Well, I'll put like their stuff, I'll put it on the carpet
Mhm.
before the day starts.
Right.
Because I
So
do,
you're ready to go.
because now I do UFLI now before specials. I think I'm the only one trying to cram that in that space, but
Maximize your
I
time.
felt like I was wasting that early morning time.
Yeah.
That was our coaching thing.
Yay.
But I put their stuff there, and I know I've got 2 or 3 kids that cannot handle it being there. So if I know that they're acting a little squirrely that morning, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hang on to hers until.
Right.
But most of them know, okay, I sit behind the board, but I'm not supposed to touch it until I say, okay, now you can grab it. And they're,
Yeah.
most of them are doing pretty good. But I do it pretty much all the time. Yeah.
It just takes time to get what your expectations are.
I think if we don't ever teach them how to use the markers or the boards or the word that's where
Whenever.
generally,
Yeah.
if you never teach them, then they will never know how to.
Yeah.
And we can't just expect them at 5, 6 years old to just know, this looks like a toy, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
you know, I mean, they don't have to get it. Yeah. If I'm like, if you, if they never, and you always say, well, I can't, well, then they never will be.
Right.
So from a classroom management, do you have special spots on the rug? Did you set, or do you just let them free for all go to the rug? Or does so-and-so sit on the red dot?
We're on the floor a lot anyway, so we've already kind of gone through, this person needs this special spot.
Right.
And the way, I mean, our room is so squished together. So I have like this table that's really near the floor, so there's 2 people that need to sit right there in those 2 special spots.
Piece of grass.
A lot of the time, there's a couple that can't end up sitting at the table here during that time
Yeah.
anyway, so they'll just grab their stuff when she gets back from breakfast. Yeah. Usually already started, but a lot of times she'll have a couple waiting because she knows that there's a couple I'm gonna be like, yeah, so she'll grab.
I think you just have to be proactive too. You know your kids and you
Yeah.
already kind of know what's going to happen, so go ahead and plan for those things. And those kids that can't handle having things to work with
Yeah.
before it's time, they don't need those
Yeah.
things.
And plan for the majority too. That's what I like, I'm trying to change my mindset. Plan for the ones who can.
Yeah.
Don't plan for the ones who can't, that dictates everything.
Right.
Plan for the ones there, you know, like,
Yeah.
plan for the ones.
Plan for the ones
I just feel like we do so much of the.
Right.
focus on the
Right. Like, think about all the student class. I think about your daughter, Miss Andrews. Think about Jaden Andrews. She could have done all of this.
Yeah.
Like, plan for those kids.
Yeah.
Who could do it.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't take that away from them.
Yeah.
So if you have a good system, that's great. If you're sitting here right now thinking, I could tighten this up, use this to help you. Use this recording. Sometimes when we write things down, we will commit to them.
Yeah.
If we make it visible in front of us, then I can pull this out the next time I do UFLI and go, okay, yes, I already thought this through. This is where my kids are gonna go. But writing it down, writing it down.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And I think the other
You think we're gonna have a fire?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I think it's pretty good.
We're on the same page now.
Talking about the math.
But I was like, our coworker Sally loves these. Just she puts them on like a. Probably Maya had no idea what you were talking about. All right.
So one of the things with phonemic awareness is you're moving quick, and I didn't move quick, but I felt like the discussion piece right there was really important. And you're listening to your student.
So we went into practice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have you in mixed grade level partners because we want you to practice a lesson for next week. And if you hear somebody do it and you're the second person, you're just copying what they're doing and you're not really processing. So we thought it best to mix you up. So before we put you in partners, open up your manual to a lesson that you're going to teach next week.
57. And I had some paper clips or binder clips or something. So I was also remember to open it. Kindergarten people. Hey, Melissa.
19, but I went ahead and put 19 in for Monday and Tuesday, but I think, since I've already done half of it, I'm gonna do 20 for now.
Yeah, this is for y'all practice, so don't feel like we're like,
You're not married to this.
okay, so here's your partnerships. Miss Schuler and Miss Andrews, you'll be together. We have a trio, King, Brown, and Leach. Downey and Spivey, Dickens and Pressey, Upton and Gunter. Okay, so you're gonna get with your partner, pick who's going first, and we just want you to practice this step. This step doesn't require any slides, so you just take your manual. The partner, the first person who's gonna go will practice those steps, and then the second person, and then if you wanna talk about what worked, what didn't work. Yeah, so step one. Step one, yeah.
Sorry.
King, Brown, Miss Lee.
Got it.
Yeah.
I got stuck on Brown, then I looked at Leach and I was like, oh. Who's on first? Girl, and I even got an extra shot there. I just got this. Okay, where's that?
I can sign.
Wherever you want to sit. I just might have got your left earlier too. Hey, for those Julie. Okay. All right, so great. Who's gonna go first? You're the expert. You get to go.
I'm just going to.
Yes, she said.
Okay, let's do it one more part. Just before we get started, you thought that
My word. What's my word? Right?
now let's do
I like this.
So does it matter?
Yeah.
So like on mine, normally if I do this, like on my take home, I have them. Okay, so just like, okay, as long as we get this down here in the solution and well, you were saying back on the animated stuff. Oh. Okay, feels good.
Remember, we should have 4 sounds.
So I do my fingers, but I still.
And maybe for, yeah, maybe for, the kids that song with gas.
I like
At the beginning, they just.
a lot of my time.
I
got
Yeah. Two.
For next, well, we are going to start work.
So.
But then I noticed the way that round works. It's like, starting to like,
Sorry, we're sound out.
okay. Oh.
And then when you're doing it in small, you make a push up.
Yeah.
Let me get my notebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really like, normally I'm afraid. Yes, yes, love it. Right, right. Good. And just when you're don't tell my the sooner that don't add any us or anything to it.
All right, if you can head back to your seat, so we will be moving
Miss working with you every day.
See, teacher friends.
And I hate them being on the other end.
They are far away. Why do you have legs?
I know, but now I hang out with
Okay. I feel like we talked through the second question, which is if you've taught this step, what routines have you used? But let's go to the first one. How does this oral warm up prepare students for decoding and encoding in the lab?
And make sure what they're actually hearing. They're saying and they're in the back. Because they're not hearing it.
Oral language develops 4 times faster than written language, right? So getting it orally first is so important. Can't stress that enough. And I put this here to remind me that if you haven't already reflected on where your kids are going to do this step, take that time right now. So if you need to think through where are my students doing step 1, take the opportunity right now to do that.
Oral language.
Oral language and listening comprehension develop 4 times faster than the ability to put into print.
Yeah. And also that helps develop that language. We think of it like a train on the track. And the tracks need to go ahead of the train.
Yes.
Run out of track. Yeah. You have nothing to ticket.
Okay, step 2 is the visual drill. You love this one. Why? Okay. They feel successful.
And I like the beginning name. CK is, now it's like CK. It's like this rhythm.
It's funny, we still use the verbiage you said the CK stuff.
This makes me feel like I talked. Okay, so the visual drill. I got eyeballs on there for a reason. All right. It all has to do with the grapheme. Can we attach the graphemes, which are the letters, to the phonemes, which are the sounds? Okay. So for your standard, I gotta move this trick. Just gonna make that thing. Okay. For your standards, if you look here, now we've moved from phonemic awareness to phonics. Why? This step takes us to phonics. It's not phonemic awareness based. Okay, so phonemic awareness we do in the dark.
Yeah.
We don't need to see any prints to do phonemic awareness. It's all listening. Phonics, we have to use our eyes because we're attaching the code to the sound, right? So we're taking it into the phonics segment, and that's why we pulled phonics standards, right? So you can see here, for kindergarten, identify and produce basic one-to-one phoneme grapheme correspondences for the most frequently used sounds for each consonant, and then it goes into vowels here. Listen, that used to say sound symbol, if you're off the old standards. I'm glad we went to the science. The nerd in me likes that. But also, I just really want to stress, this step is important. It's important to do it accurately, and it is important to do it with automaticity. So if you're languishing, I love that word, but if you're just kind of drawing out this step, that's not the goal. Yeah, it's not the goal to just, really slow down on this step. The goal is to move through it. You want to add something? Okay.
It's good to keep them out of rhythm.
Yeah, I agree.
PK spells, PK spells, could we move to the next one? You keep them in that rhythm, or if it's very, like you said, slow.
Yes, you can see this is supposed to be 3 minutes. Okay, so we were talking about timers. Sometimes they feel icky. I don't love to be on a timer, but when I first started teaching UFLI, I ran myself on timers. I had to, because I'll go on forever. You guys know that. Okay, lessons, you just need the lesson slides. There's nothing else you need but the slides, and you need voices on for the children, right? Now, look here on the implementation guide to what Cameron was saying. This is the appropriate language. A spells act. Okay, now that may not feel normal to you. What might you have said in the past? Why would that be wrong?
Because it doesn't always. It's always spell, but it doesn't always spell as.
Go ahead.
I just in my Orton Gillingham training, they really push this. Letters don't have mouths, so they can't say anything.
I love that.
Well, and also that must have, I think, came from spelling.
Yeah.
When they were like, okay, which one spells that? Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
This is showing the print first. So we're going to say, if we're looking at the print first, the print is spelling the sound, right? The print is spelling the sound. I know, this was a very hard shift for me, especially if you're coming from other programs, okay? All right. Oh, just to make note, we did in this slideshow keep clips of videos. This is from the UFLI YouTube channel. And so if you need to go back and review something, it's in here, but we wanted to model by, so that's why. All right, here we go. Okay, so we just did phonemic awareness check. You guys still do the cute things.
we got
Okay.
it.
You guys check. All right, now we're gonna go to the visual drill, okay? And we're doing this all together, all right? And we start with the letter or the letters, and they spell the sound. Ready? Okay. CK spells, SF spells, good. F spells, LL spells, L spells, SS spells, CC spells, D spells, S spells, U spells. Yeah. Now, in the lesson, you may see 2 sounds depending on where you are in the sequence. Yeah, and good. So if you see that you get further along in the sequence and you've already done short and long, you would do the short sound first, and they say, and. Okay.
Is it okay if I haven't taught it yet, but half of my kids know? I mean, because we talk about it's a vowel, and it gets to say its name sometimes. And a lot of my kids that are starting to really remember, oh yeah, that's vowel.
I think that's fine as long as you're making the right sound. I don't see any problem with that. Yeah. Okay, I think we're getting there. Yeah, I can keep going. But yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go back to the beginning. I've noticed too, it helps a lot with like doing little symbols for each one. Not like all like the letters like F or S or everything. Vowels, A,
Oh.
I,
Motion.
CK, we go, so we all go CK spells, CK spells
Where are you pulling those guys?
my brain.
Oh.
I just like, we're turning something off. It's like putting a word also in there.
That's what we're near diagram, but TH.
But that also, some of them are the pictures that it shows.
Yeah.
Right.
That was gonna be my suggestion, was leaning into the picture.
Right, something will go with it.
Yeah.
I will link in on the slideshow. So there are the picture cards from UFLI. They're difficult to find on the website, so I'll link them on here if you want to lean into that.
That has really helped, of just like adding these little things of like LL, we do roll the ball, like just adding little things here, they're quick, it gets their body moving also too, they're not,
Yeah.
hey, I can also really see, hey, you're not paying attention, you're not doing your hands with me.
Yeah.
So is that the alphabet? This program have that?
It doesn't have it explicitly as something you do every day, like foundations. Remember you had the alphabet chart, if you're familiar with foundations. Yeah, yeah. It's more of just picture cues as a scaffold. Okay, yeah, picture cues as a scaffold. Okay, so in order to do this with your partner, you're gonna have to get onto your computer and pull up next week's lesson.
Wait for me.
Breakfast is always the end, like, I have to learn something. I just has helped a little bit. I see, and they really some good ones, yeah.
There is a great one.
But not in that part. I'm just such a, like, I remember as a kid songs, and movement and stuff like that.
That's one thing I think is we stand up.
Yeah.
And we did a whole alphabet before we get to this time and asked. So.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And you may have it. And both there, both.
Video, I'll link that too.
I don't know, actually, my minutes. That's what we're trying to. And a lot of the kids have picked up on letter sound.
Sure.
A lot of them do not recognize them.
Yeah.
So we're trying to.
Sounds. Yeah. Sound is first, and then. Yeah. Once you do that, go ahead with your partner and practice it.
Yeah. He has come up with some letters that have the. And then,
He's the
then
guy.
it's blended together and there's. And I don't know that.
I just had to get it.
Probably drop trash, Dave.
Yeah, sorry, virtual. Look at you, garden teacher.
So good.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. You count on us. Full ones as we can.
I don't know, is that just one that spins? Yeah, like, I don't know. You go like, oh, it's a piece, right? Yeah.
Is don't let it get too far. Yeah.
Remind me of my mother.
What? Can't handle all that. Keep it in there, though. Yeah, it's what- So look, there's.
All right, y'all, so let's reflect. Two things here. Why is the visual drill important? And what change might you need to make in your own practice? And maybe you don't. Maybe you just got confirmed in what you're doing.
I have to say spells, me too, I mean that.
Lauren has
It is
to
so, it is, yeah.
I'm gonna put it up to the next one.
Well, and mine right now, I'm gonna have to retrain because they don't say anything. They just go A, I, B, bub. Like they don't.
Sure. Yeah.
They
Saying that
don't-
word spells really helps them make that connection.
Yeah, it was hard to change.
I think that's.
Cameron.
And I want to try and let people talk because they are used to like alarms or timers, so I can get an officer to go.
Uh-huh.
And so I think, and then for me, I just realized that I don't know sounds myself, so it's teaching me the importance of sound.
Yeah.
Because I'm stuck.
Uh-huh.
And we drag it out. Yeah, or we have the schwa, that's a typical thing. So that's another thing I'll link. Holly Lane, who developed UFLI, has a great, just a sound video if you need to review sound. And that might happen. So let me write that down. Holly Lane.
And I think this teaches you about what sounds vibrate, what sounds are soft sound. So we're learning as students. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
The work is done, he's.
I have, that's it. So what's really just said is you maybe come in with a bank of a lot of other curriculums that did good or bad methods, right? And you have to unlearn it. I know that was so hard for me out of the gate. Yeah.
I do think that Saxon did a great job of teaching, like vibrations and voice scales, and that's continuous versus stop.
I like Jackson too.
And I think that there's such value in the things that really worked. In other curriculums, you could fold whatever strategy you use into this.
I can't mistake it, show a little.
Yeah.
You get, yeah. Reading doesn't really mean a lot if you don't bring something as the teacher. Saying that could be polarizing, but like it's you. The kids love you. They don't love you, Flag. That's just real. Okay, awesome. Auditory drills next.
Auditory drill. And this is the part, I'm gonna look it right this time.
Okay.
This is the part where you figure out where your students are gonna be. Because you're gonna say a sound and you're gonna say the sound and they're gonna write the letter. So figure out where you want them to do it and what your procedure will be for handing out whiteboards or do you have it in front of them already? What's your standard procedure? Do you flip them? Do they sit in the room? You hand them back, they hand them back? How do y'all do it?